Ronnie's caliber. Second Prix, Yuan Sijun Xian. Would quite be panic station speed goes 2-0 down, but it's tough enough to beat Ronnie O'Sullivan. Might have given him a head start. So first he's trying to create an opportunity, and then if he gets it, must capitalize. Been a prospect and a talent for a long time, Yuan Sijun. I remember back in 2013 when I represented England at the World Under-21 Championships in Beijing as Ronnie O'Sullivan quite effortlessly floats that long red in one. I remember seeing Yuan Sijun at that Under-20. He could barely reach over the table, made the semi-finals of that event, lost to Lu Ning, who went on to win it, defeating Zhou Yulong in the final. You always looked a good player back then, and you probably fancied him to become professional at some stage, and I'm sure in big arenas, this is his opportunity again. But the minute, he's been confined to his seat. 13. 14. You could see on the camera angle, just played a stun shot into the pack. Wasn't a great pack that you try and a little bit easier, but the fact that, as usual, he was in absolutely perfect position. The spin a classic bit. Lesson in break building. Straight from the brown. Identify the key red close to the black. Open them up. And usually can rely on his X and Q ball control to do the damage. It's fine margins, but is that every chance he could win the frame from this. Never seems to have one big smash or split the pack. Always seems to be 2 or 3 little 29 cannons or developments that he's playing from point blank range that can't really go wrong. Because even if the split isn't perfect, is the option of other reds available? He just took a moment, 2 shots prior to that on black, just weighing up his decision as to whether or not to attack the pack again with that red being over the pocket, decided against it. Always such a privilege and a pleasure to see how Ronnie O'Sullivan goes about his business. There's always a way to it for him. Constructing his breaks and controlling his cue ball. It's an art form. Such a two. Eld to try and win it in one visit. But I think it was the smart, patient choice. He will be frustrated, but at least he didn't compound the error, but playing a very low percentage shot. At red, close to the middle pocket. I'm not sure if it's come up far enough. It looks to be very thin clip, if it's possible at all. The fact that it's not potable put him in trouble. Or can he leave the voice either end of the table so that red's not available? Didn't play the pot there, so caught a thinner of that to caught the jaw. Probably a little bit fortunate. Didn't leave Ronnie. This round a little bit easier. Well, this cue ball is going dangerously close. Well, and it's gone in. It's like 1-4. That has to go down as a poor shot for Yuan Sijun. These pockets on a snooker table, they never move. And he's handed a chance back to O'Sullivan with hand on table. This usually hits the lever. Fantastic strike. Not ideal on a color, but at least the red's gone in. And a swift switch to left hand. No issues with this shot. Swinging the cue ball around. Such an advantage, not just to be able to hold the cue left-handed, but to be able to feel comfortable using the left hand and playing the same sort of shots you would do with your good hand. He doesn't have a good hand, they're both pretty good. Yeah, and he's so good at playing with his left-handed. Is legit inspired a generation. I would say most young players' aspirations of being pro and knocking, if not centuries, 50 plus, but they're a bad hand as such. He's able to pot it, but looks like there's no change in technique. 11. Can't really tell when he has swap. $18. 19. A frame ball in this frame. Unforced errors are punished at the best of times on the professional circuit, but when you're playing against the GOAT, he's just going to highlight it even more. He's ready for the pounce. 34. 35. And from what we've seen so far, Fergal, he's looking more so in the groove today than he has done in the previous days. I think he... Yeah, absolutely. I just think first 2 rounds, mainly because of playing so young, inexperienced opponents, he just didn't feel for a second he could lose. Didn't put him under any pressure, but opponents just didn't have that little bit of bite that you need to play at your best performance. But you know, it's big. Different opponent today. And then lovely shot there. Certainly the advantage to be able to put the left hand there rather than the rest. Even though the frame was well won. Ronnie O'Sullivan about 14, with that breaker 40 or 9. Ronnie O'Sullivan extends the lead 2-0. The Suz brain, Ronnie saw the bench break. As usual, Ronnie was open breaking off with his left hand. Pre-term, he was talking about not just this term, but this season, playing more shots with his left hand. He said it keeps him happy. And I can't quite understand. On the break-off, can't get the wood in that same position with his normal good hand as such. Does that saying talent does what it can, genius does what it must? Crucial frame here for Yuan. Can't afford to go 3-0 down. It was 3-0 down. And when did you think he'll lose, but he lose quite quickly? Just has to do something just to stop on his momentum. Quite lucky there. Quite a miss hit really has to be said, but if he didn't go enough, helps. Yeah, a big result, I suppose, because if that cue ball had gone in, Ronnie would have had a long red to go at. Again with hand unstable. Yeah, Ronnie shouldn't have hit the yellow there. And it was as a result of that, he's let this red need to be millimeter perfect to pot this and come around the back of the black. And it's a break strike, probably his best shot of the match. He had a very good chance in the last. It's moments like these he has to draw on all the experience he's gained over the seasons he spent as a professional member of the World Snooker Tour. But he's still young. He's still learning the game, still learning how to deal with these moments and occasions. He'll have been very excited yesterday, last night, this morning, anticipating this match, all the emotions that come with it, the adrenaline. That's all what you have to deal with as a player.